they forced, at the very least, Gaiman to respect them early on last night. Let's see if they can do the same for Pain. Mentioning that Pain's flashing the Mexico flag in the HUD. I think that's because of their location. I believe they're in Monterrey. And that's going to be Cyrix getting a nice opening pick, as once again we see this fast play coming through. And with Neki's unable to connect, he's down for the count. That's a bomb plant with 5 alive. What better way to start for Unjustified?
Big U's going to come through here with the pistol, connects onto Sloopy, and Sloopy down to 30 HP. Thing is, Unjustified, like you mentioned, do have a pretty good start on their hands, and Hitman's going to drop Big U. Let's see if he can get another one for himself. No, finally gets overloaded. And that will be a 4v2 in favor of Unjustified with full control of the A site here, Mike.
They're backing off. They don't even want this. They're going to go ahead and get what they have. Okay, who's auto-muted? Nithon. Nithon's auto-muted. It's Canary right now. It is Nithon. That's funny. That's funny. Unfortunate there. Wonder what's going on with him. Sometimes, here's the thing. I will say, to give Nithon credit here, because I have no idea what Nithon's comms are like, sometimes for people who don't necessarily speak perfect English, if they're playing matchmaking, there are players who just report that for comms issues, right? And you can wind up in a situation where you get auto-muted, which is unfortunate. It's not a good thing to do. That's certainly not what the report function is for. But it is something to keep in mind, where maybe we give Nithon a little bit more leeway on that one. Though it is always funny when a player comes in auto-muted.
Yeah, they get some interesting names, of course, as, well, Unjustified do have this first round of their belts. That's a great shot with the 5-7 from Nikis, and he does a lot of damage on Just Too Easy. Will also go down here for, make it 3v3. Yeah. Not too shabby here for the Pain Gaming pistol buy-up, and it's going to be 2 P250s and a 5-7 left, and a decent little bit of utility, a couple of nades, a flashbang, and now a smoke is picked up off the ground by Nithon, who's going to try and rotate over to the A site. Bomb has, of course, been planted by Unjustified since they cleared out A, but there's still a chance for Pain to do even more damage into this round.
Playing exits. Look at where PKL's gone. PKL's going all the way through T-Apps. They don't have the time to clear that. Are they just setting up for exits? There's 2 guns down in the hallway. I don't think they're great. I think maybe they're Mac 10s. But that's interesting from Pain. Really conservative here, just to keep what little they have going into the next round. Interesting. The 2 HEs make this make more sense, right? Because if you get those 2 HEs perfectly placed, you find a bulk of players, then these pistols can be so much more effective. And of course, a little more effective because Zarek gets delivered a rifle, but J.S. Feltner not going to give it to him. And they will both just survive through the round. Just a tiny corner of drywall in between them.
So Pain now going to go for another eco.
Where did the nades go?
The pistols saved over.
It's Banana. It's a Banana stack. Both pistol or both nades here. I said pistols, I think. I meant nades.
No, you said nades, I think.
Did I? Okay. Yeah. Words are hard. I don't know. It's been a long day, folks. But let's see what they're going to do. Nekis does have a Zeus, which I always admire his commitment to potentially pulling that one off. He's a player who likes to break out the taser. Gotta love it. Let's see if he can connect in this one. Ooh, the Nekis don't find home. They do secure Banana, but Unjustified can just leave. It seems like they're going to do exactly that. On they come towards the site. Nekis has connected. He gets himself an upgrade as a result. Now he's got a rifle. Now he's got a rifle, but no armor. Means that he does get through hard. Zowie is able to trade it, so it is at the very least getting a little expensive. And this time the pistols will commit on in. Cyrix has been tagged through that smoke. This could get kind of spicy here, John. If Nithon can clear this player out in Boiler, he cannot. I was going to say, if that kill comes through, then it gets very interesting indeed. I think PKL may still get that kill, but by that point, time is going to be an issue. And wow. Don't know that this round is super viable. Still, it's very expensive. Unjustified. They're not going to make Cyrix out of this round either. He'll die in pit if he stays here. So this could be really costly.
I think Cyrix could survive. I'm
not
sure. Yeah, in the corner maybe.
He's dead. No way.
I guess we'll see.
34 health? Oh no, he's fine. The bomb was planted deep.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I thought it was on the corner. So he's fine. No problem. What
He's
do
all
I know?
good. No worries. Yeah, 3-0 for Unjustified. They knew. They realized it. The fourth round of play, Mike. Pain Gaming will have the rifles up and running here, and it's going to be 3 A1Ss in the op, and Hearts Out decides to stick with the MAC-10 that he picked up off the ground in the last round, because why not? Actually, that might have been PKL. Yeah, PKL picked that up, and Hearts Out just grabs it and says, this one's mine. Neckies, Hearts Out, along with Nithon, all posted up here at lane on the A site. But Unjustified, I mean, if they watched any of the match yesterday on Pain's side, they probably realized that Unjustified can go for those really quick hits that can be very disruptive. And it's also a style that Pain likes to employ right on their T side. So they're very familiar with it. Lots of utility damage done early and all in the direction of Pain. PKL done at 63, Nithon at 60, and Hearts Out at 38. Now Nithon takes a shot through the smoke, hoping to connect on something, and doesn't. And Hearts Out's going to toss a flashbang on 4 down lane to try and keep Unjustified at bay right now.
Look at the stack, though, early, right? Unjustified
Yeah.
haven't... Oh, as I say that, they pulled a player. They pulled a player. I was going to say they haven't really threatened Banana just that much, and Pain Gaming are hedging their bets as a result. What kind of vision does Big Azera have around the smoke? It looks like he might have a bit of window, and he's going to set himself up in the sandbags. So Unjustified, for once, really aren't tipping their hand. The bomb's still towards top bracket. This looks like it might be a split in towards B. JS Feldner has gone down. This is the situation I said I wanted them to succeed in. The trade is instant, but damage onto Just Too Easy and a smoke down. 30 seconds are on the clock. Unjustified are stalling out a little bit here, and the op's going to start to float. The op is not going to float, actually. But reposition in for PKL if they're going to realize he's worked his way in towards dark. There's the flashbang to set him up. He's going to get one. He's going to get not the second. Great turn from Sloopy. They're down in the numbers, only 10 seconds. They have to commit to this bomb plant, but they're going to get it. Cyrix, bomb now down.
Oh!
What is that? The sidearm does damage, but Cyrix has a 1v2. He could win this. He could pull this off. He goes hunting, though, and Nekiz was waiting. So it's not exactly clean and comfortable, but it is still a round win for Pain. They're on the board.
Yeah, good job by Pain holding down that B site, and Nithon in particular, although he did whiff that shot, right, he manages to get his second frag and give his team the man advantage without too much of a fuss at the end there by them going for that retake. So that's going to be that. Pain Gaming pick up their first round, and that's the first rifle round that really is the test, I think, for the Unjustified squad. And I would say they passed it mostly in terms of being competitive in that round. That said, what are they going to bring into this one? I think they have enough to invest, I would say. Yeah, they're just going to talk things over on the timeout and maybe go a little more conservatively. We did see a lot of conservative calls from them yesterday, Mike, where they could have gone for buy-ups and chose instead to go for the pistols. And again, that's going to come through here.
Yeah, it will indeed. Those Tech 9s, potentially deadly, though, with some of the faster hits that Unjustified have liked to deploy. Right? If you can get it right up in their face with a pistol, it might as well be a rifle. At that juncture, see if they can do it. Faster play. We did see some of the issues for Unjustified rear their head in that one, right? They stalled out a little bit in their initial take towards A, then they sort of milled about a bit, but I still like the way they got on towards this. Yes, it doesn't ultimately work, but it's still promising based on what we've seen so far. Now they try to really get their way onto a site, through a Molotov, and into Nekiz's crosshair. So that initial foray, not so effective, and Nekiz hasn't left. So he's just going to get the ace. He'll kill everybody, comfortably take through the ace, spray down all 5 as they present him targets, and he walks away with 5.
That's one of the easiest aces I think Nekiz has ever gotten there, but just up against pistols and had to spray them down with the A1S. Easy peasy. 4 AKs and the op here on Unjustified side now as they're fully investing into this round. And Cyrix, we talked about him a lot yesterday, in particular on map number 2 of Inferno, where he dropped 25 frags. Excuse me, no. Was it map number 2? Am I crazy? I might have the wrong notes here. Okay, map number 2 of Mirage, where he got 36 frags.
There you go.
And a 1.26 rating along with 87.8 ADR. Mike, I had yesterday's notes by accident. They somehow found their way onto my Unjustified page. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. Yesterday was just the other today.
Either way, Cyrix was very impressive, Mike. He really carried the load for them.
He massively was, and now pressure's going to be on for PKL. BQ0's down early. They haven't started rotating yet. Now they are. Nithon's coming to join, but it may be too little too late. A smoke's going to go down. We'll let this wait Unjustified. They've shown a predilection for slowing themselves down. But what's this? Nathan actually just came to bring Util. And now he's backing away. The thing is, this is going to be a smoke pop. But PKL didn't actually have vision. He's got no information, no confirmation. Unjustified. They've cut noise. They've cut comms. There's a crossfire at the divider, but... Well, this is just going to be a take. Just Easy's been forced on in. PKL, can he get anything here? No. All he gets is a bullet in the dome, and at this point, a 5v3, this could just be a safe call. And indeed, frankly, it should.
Wow. I mean, Unjustified picking apart the defense on that B site. The first frag coming, of course, towards Kara, and that second one through the smoke onto PKL, who gave away its position a little bit, at least with the audio cube and not necessarily the tracers, but it was enough. Unjustified made it work, and Cyric's the one, I think, to deliver that frag. So either way, it's going to be a fourth round coming through here for Unjustified, and Pain Gaming are just going to be backing off for the save with the two A1Ss in the op. Wow. I'm sorry, Mike. I continue to be impressed and a little shocked with how well Unjustified is performing both yesterday against Gaming Gladiators and here in the early goings against Pain, because we've seen Pain go up against teams in the past that have moved up teams and in general, every team almost, and really run them into the ground and not even give up 10 rounds. I think one season they only gave up 10 rounds one time. So yeah, this is impressive already for me from Unjustified.
It's early days. It's early days, but I do like what we're seeing. I like how promising it is. And for Pain as well, maybe they're going to have to make some changes to how they're calculating their rotates, right? Obviously, they left PKL on a bit of an island there for most of that round. And this time, the response from Pain seems to be to take much more control down Banana. And look at this setup in the halls. Nekis actually does get tagged, but it is going to be Nython with the initial contact, and he's got the shot. He's dropped. No, sorry, it was Nekis who fell. Nython's AWP, we'll see what he can do. Major pressure on, but Unjustified they're grouping up in an even exchange. Where do they want to take it now?
Yeah, it does bear mentioning, Mike, that Pain Gaming don't exactly play Inferno a lot. They only played it 2 over the last 3 months. 1 win, 1 loss, -5 round differentials. So not too much to go off of there. So it is a good pick by Unjustified in that regard. Not to mention Unjustified is the most played map. Anyway, going to be a frag coming through here by Nython, and he gets traded out immediately by JS Feltner. So an even matchup again, 3v3, and in fact only one player on the A site. That is Hard Zao. He can't connect on anything, Mike. He gets nothing. JS Feltner will take him down. I am shocked that Hard Zao doesn't connect on that.
He panicked. He panicked. His vision cleared. He realized someone was already past him. Like, I've got to get this kill. These flashes are so effective right now. Unjustified just really ruining the days for Pain. And at this point, I mean, Big Zero has to retreat. He's been spotted. His position's known. You can at least get the op for his squad and get the heck out of there. That's going to be another round for Unjustified. That's a 5th. All right, so let's talk about some of the positioning for Pain, because in that round in particular, I don't think they did themselves any favors, right? They really put themselves in one-and-done positions. Even Nython, by the porch, he's on an island. He's stuck into the porch, and he stayed there. Sometimes you'll see players take the corner, right? So then you can pop the shot and drop. No, he's very much out. And that's one thing if you've got a teammate who's standing there in the lane with a flash ready to deploy it for you. But if that was the plan, it didn't come to fruition. And that really puts your opera, who should be your big gun, your focal point, in a tough spot where you can just get run down.
There's no question. Yeah, it's surprising, again, that Nython was by his lonesome, but I guess that's the setup that Pain wanted to run, and it just doesn't work out at all. That's the one thing about Nython that's different from Safe, is I feel like he'll post up and isn't really going to be a player that's going to be aggressive or pushing angles with the AWP. He's just going to hold his angle, so he definitely needs that supporting player, the rifler, with him, and that flashbang, like you mentioned, to make sure that if they're going to come through, at least he has some chance, some shots. And he does post up here and find the opening salvo against JS Feltner. So that's a 5v4 quickly for Pain. And this is Unjustified. As mentioned, they like to go for these quick hits. They're coming through again. They're not stopping. I'm not sure if Pain's going to expect that. This time they are. Hartzau gets 1, 2, looking for the third. Can he connect? He does. Pulls out the pistol, but it's not enough. At the very least, Sloopy is by his lonesome, and Pain after 3v1. And now Sloopy's getting tagged down to 9 HP, and he will likely go down in this round. Can he salvage a bomb plant out of it is the question. He's not even going to try it yet. He gets the headshot onto PKL. Knows there's a player library, but Big U's the one who should be able to clean him out if the timing is even in Big U's favor. Sloopy's trying to slip to B site.
He's done it. He's done it. He's out. He's in the apartments. They have no idea. He could get the backstab. He could get the backstab, and if he does, that's the site open. Better get that gun out. Better get that gun out, and I think Biguzer's repositioned just in the nick of time.
Oh, yeah.
The timing gods do smile upon Bigu this day. Half a second quicker for Sloopy, and he might have caught him looking entirely the wrong direction. So that is Pain putting another round on the board. But even in these rounds that they win, it's getting close, right? It's getting expensive. It's getting frisky. Unjustified might actually finally have to take a pistol round. No, Sloopy's got 8K. What am I talking about? He's Mr. Moneybags here. He's dropping the AKs for the boys. They're hitting the town. Are they hitting the town? They're figuring it out. They're doing some accounting. He spent 7,500, which I assume means he's dropped. He's at least bought 2 rifles, right? Math? Quick math? Yes. Here we go. Here's the play coming on through. Fast play towards Banana. Molly exchange. Initially, Nithon will collect the first kill, as Cyrix was, I suppose, trying to get in towards Underpass. Down for the count. Out of play. It's a nice piece to remove and take off the board. Now they're going to make an individual play that gets completely red. Just trying to flash J.S. Feltner through, but I think he actually revealed himself before the flashbang bloomed, and so he just dies for free. This is not a great start for Unjustified. They are down 2 with very little to show for it, John.
Yeah, and Payne's going to toss a nade on for it. That's going to connect on all 3 remaining players. Nithon's position still unknown to Unjustified, so if he peeks around, could do some damage here. Hardzao also from Arch. Oh, it's going to be the pull one coming through from Nithon, and he gets the last one as well. 4K on the round, and indeed he peaks at exactly the right time. Payne are starting to find their rhythm.
That they are. Keep it clean here. Money can start to build. Nithon's on to double digits in the kills. Helps when you get a collat of 4K in total on the round. And it is just going to be pistols because of the investment in the last. So Unjustified, now they'll likely see their lead slip away. And here's where Payne can really start to turn the screws. Now, obviously, you got to avoid making any mistakes. What are they playing tic-tac-toe in spawn? What are they doing in spawn? Can we go look in spawn? What's going on here? Is this round not live, or are they playing tic-tac-toe?
It's not live. I mean, I imagine. It doesn't look like Payne is under the
Can we go
impression it's not
spectate
live.
someone who's back in spawn? Just too easy? Can we look at this? Yeah, they're playing tic-tac-toe. All right. Well, that's something.
I don't think it doesn't. I don't get the impression this round isn't live. They're just chilling out in spawn, Mike. Literally playing tic-tac-toe, waiting for pushes to come through from Payne. That is it's the first time I've ever seen a team use the tic-tac-toe board in a live round.
Oh, it's not the first time you've seen it.
In a live round?
Yeah.
When was the other time? Maybe I forgot.
A certain team that's now known as Game and Gladiators.
In
okay. Playoffs.
Maybe. Oh, jeez. I really put that in the back of my mind. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I understand. Sometimes traumatic memories, you just try and blank on them. Oh my goodness, They might have a sight. They have a sight. They have a sight.
There's no
Payne
way.
Gaming, what a blunder. It was just Glocks. It was just unarmored pistols, and they get run down. They were playing tic-tac-toe, John. Now the bomb's going down. They got 2 guns to defend. Payne Gaming, what a blunder to even get to this point. They cannot allow anything else. They cannot allow this round to slip away. This is a massive error coming through. That's going to be the first one cleaned up. One more to find. It's just going to be Hitman. Does he do any further damage? Oh, so close. Nithon just slinks away from that with the kills. That'll be the defuse on. That'll be 5-5. But, John, they played a full game of tic-tac-toe in spawn and then killed 2 and got a bomb plant. What on earth just happened?
I don't know. Perhaps playing tic-tac-toe during the round gives your aim a +5 buff, and that's helps your pistols.
Man.
I have no idea. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, and the fact that it almost turns into a round victory off of only pistols is nutty.
I want to say it's a heck of a team to be showing, shall we say, tomfoolery against. But hey, they did kind of get away with it, so it's up to Payne to punish, I suppose. That's
Oh, nice utility down Banana. Look at Big Goose Health down to 13. Nithon's pretty aggressive here in the apartments. He's going to take down Hitman, so that's a good opener. Nithon and Neck is working around there, and they're going to find a second one. The second Neck is dropping just too easy. So the poking and the prodding from Unjustified towards A doesn't work out, and now they're going to charge up Banana. What I was going to say, Mike, is I don't know if it's necessarily tomfoolery or they just didn't want to push up, so they decided to do something else
I'm
instead,
fine with
right?
waiting time. Playing tic-tac-toe in a live match is tomfoolery. However way you slice
Fair
it,
enough.
right? Not watching an angle or chilling, just whatever. You do what you want to do, but I think if Payne Gaming were aware of what Unjustified had been doing, they would not consider it great manners.
No, I do agree with that.
And I don't know if this is a team that you want to piss off at this point in time. PKL gets a nice kill on JS Feltner. There's a couple of frags coming in, though, and once again, Unjustified seem like they're going to scrape a bomb plant at least out of this. Hardzow trying to deny, sets himself up for Sloopy to find the traces. Now it's a 2-on-2 into Sloopy!
What?
Is just putting on his third kill of the round. Nithon's backing away. He wants nothing to do with this. He's not got the health for it. Unjustified will retake the lead.
Sloopy. It's Sloopy again. Coming through with the 3K. As I mentioned, he was a player who did shine in my eyes yesterday. And wow, that is impressive. Those last two in particular to hold on to the bomb plant. And Unjustified are going to get a 6th round and retake the lead, Mike. This is getting really, really spicy. I mean, one thing they've continued to do here is abuse that B site.
Yeah.
Keep getting onto it. They keep getting bomb plants, helping their money and their economy in here around victory.
This is where you'd expect to see a little bit of an adjustment coming through from Payne, right? And there's a couple things you can do. You can either float a third person there and go for the stack, or you can just float extra utility there, go for that deep banana utility, and maybe try and set up a player on half wall or something of that nature. Because you're right, they are getting abused towards B, and it's just a rundown. And the thing is, Payne Gaming are even getting the even exchanges on those B takes. More often than not, it just doesn't matter, because Unjustified just bulldoze in towards the site. So they're very content to trade out kills. That's a nice nade. Hitman catches that between his knees, and 4 players in Hall. They're just going to go for a Hall pop. No, they're not. They were just going to go for a Halls pop. Now what are they going to do? Heard an audio cue, I think, of a player lane. So what's the response? They can try and isolate this lane fight, funnel on out. Perhaps counter smoke does go through. And there are a lot of bodies bunched here from both sides. Minute on the clock. 9 out of 10 players on the server are pretty much right into this fight. 8 out of 10. I suppose Cyrix is at this point kind of removed.
I mean, he will be a part of it soon, but you're right. Yeah, it's just slightly outside, on the outside looking in. Nithon gets the opener. Hardzow and Nikki get 2 more, and they're set up perfectly for this. Cyrix does manage to find 1. Will he get more? No. Denied, and then PKL drops Hitman. So Unjustified didn't really fool anyone in that round by waiting around in Halls and Boiler, and Payne Gaming punished them. Tied it up again, 6-6.
Back onto the pistols, but as we've seen before, still dangerous in these rounds. Not going to play tic-tac-toe this time. They're going to get some tags on a Nithon early. Might make him just a teens more timid with that AWP. The molly comes down at the right time. Leads to Just Too Easy's swift death. But damage has been done. Hardzow's down to 1. He just has to back away. Gets the AWP. He's Bogdaning it. Now it's Nithon's turn to party with the rifle, and he's getting kills galore. Nithon with 3. The P250 does the bulk of the work, and they are through and into the clear.
That was a very fast round again. Unjustified don't like to waste time on their ecos. They like to go for a quick pop, and if it doesn't work, it really doesn't work. And Payne Gaming are going to take the lead once more, up 7-6. I say that, but of course we did have that one weird round where they were delaying in spawn and playing tic-tac-toe, but that seems like it's the outlier for now. Anyway, Unjustified are going to take some space up banana, and that utility is good. I mean, that should force Nithon out of position. JS Feltner waiting behind the half wall. PKL not giving up this space. He's going to have to unless he uses the smoke, and he does choose to smoke off sandbanks. That said, because he makes that decision, Unjustified likely will start spamming here. And JS Feltner, I think, had an opportunity with the smoke fade there, but it didn't pan up for him. That said, Big Zera is going to get one onto just too easy after JS Feltner does indeed drop Nithon. And now PKL's very exposed. Going to toss a flashbang on over, but he has no reinforcements in sight. Molotov comes at his feet, and JS Feltner finds himself a second. 3v2 in favor of Unjustified. And again, Mike, it's this B site. It feels like the A site, only one round Unjustified managed to slip through. Since that point, they've gotten shut down, but when they come to B, it's working out. Big is kind of trying to fight his way back into this, though. Cyrix goes down and makes it a 2v2.
I mean, there's no reason to save at this point. They've got money for the last round, right? So the Brazilians are going to make the move. Let's see if Payne can execute. So Loopy smoked off. His teammates in the dark corner going to get cleared out. Big kill for Big Zera, and there's the last. Finally, one of these retakes goes the way of Payne. They've been denied at so many turns, and while Unjustified get very close to sneaking through another round, this time they aren't denied. So Payne, at the very least, will have a slim lead headed into the halftime break, and with the money a little rattly for Unjustified, it could be a chance to tack on a ninth.
Unjustified trying to come back here and pick up a seventh for themselves. Hardzow's going to toss that Molotov right down mid, and again, Unjustified looking to take that banana control very, very early on. And they toss that Molotov deep. Nithon manages to connect over on Hitman, so that's the opening frag going Payne's way, but a good comeback by Just Too Easy. And now Hardzow's pushed all the way down mid. He spots out the flank on both Cyrix and Just Too Easy, and PKL and Bigu are going to wrap it up, Mike. That's the half here as we head to break.
Still a comfortable lead there for Payne, 9-6, but that half frankly looked a little closer than even the scoreline does tell. We'll have to see how Unjustified can do on their defense, but Payne Gaming traditionally are a roster with some ferocious attacking halves. Now, admittedly, we did say that as well about gaming yesterday, but also admittedly, it came true. So, take from that what you will, folks. Take from that what you will. Jade's just too easy. He's going to try and take from that some pistol kills, and this one he won't find, but he did get a lot of information with 4 players here. Unjustified have quite a tasty stack going on. But it may not be a stack Payne approach. They're leaving. Or are they? Nope, they aren't. It's a trap. It's a fake. It's bait. And you just fell for it just too easy. Joke's on you and the Glock bullets in your temple.
And Payne's still not making a move. They want to continue playing the mind games here. As they should, since it appears to be working. JS Feltner is still going to be waiting here. You have to wonder if he's going to eventually rotate on to the B site, but that's not going to happen. With only 40 seconds left, he continues to hold here, sees that smoke come out. Now he's going to tuck himself into Cubby. There is no more utility for Payne, and JS Feltner wins the battle in the end. Nekis does get one onto Hitman. Big U trades it back, and it looks like the man advantage will be retained here and more for Payne as PKL just drive-by headshots. JS Feltner with the Glock. Sloopy, last one standing. Going to move him through mid, and he has to not only get all these frags, but defuse the bomb without a kit. And want to see that coming to fruition, and it does not. Decidedly slow with PKL getting the headshot onto him. Payne are into double digits.
Comfortable there for Payne in the pistol round. I love the little bait they do. Heavy presence in towards the apartments, then an audible exit through the bedroom window, leaving one player behind to just pop a shot when the information poke comes through. It's a cheeky play. It's a cheeky play that works out nicely and it sets them up strong for the rest of the round. JS Feltner has a Mag 7 here. This is a team that bought a lot of Mag 7s. Just so easy also has a Mag. Oh, but JS Feltner's not going to be able to connect it. Now they get mowed down. It was Sleepy instead who got the 2 kills. Keeps the numbers even. The shotgun not going to be ideal on a retake exactly, but that bomb still does need to get down. And in the meantime, just too easy will shift his way into position. This could be a bit cheeky. They are going to force the issue. They do seem like they're very eager to go for this retake. But a resmoke at Coffins might change that plan, right? It makes it very difficult to get through with the shotty. Just too easy. Here's the player jumping around on the other side of it. He wants to go through. He wants to go through this smoke. Are they going to boost up? No, they're jumping. They're swinging. They're dancing. And just too easy does connect for 900, but it's pretty much instantly cleaned up. This one's going to get messy. It's going to get expensive, but there is no longer a chance for Hitman to actually win this round. He's just trying to get the kill, trying to force the issue, trying to make sure that there are no survivors. And Hardzal will be the lone sentinel to make it through the round.
Still exciting for me anyway. I mean, come through there, you get the one with the pistol, one with the shotgun, and suddenly it looks like maybe you can pull off the round. But at the end of the day, Payne do hang on. It just continues to impress me that Unjustified are able to pull off some impressive performances on rounds where they are the underdogs in every way. Anyway, Payne are starting to run away with this one, so Unjustified are going to have to be careful with their buy-ups, as they are. Swag 7 for just too easy, carried over. Sloopy with the P50, but that is it. Hardzal going to spam down Banana just to make some noise here. Unjustified. Probably hoping that Payne are going to decide to go to this A site and hopefully wrap around Arch, because just too easy is waiting in Cubby with the Swag 7. Sloopy is at the top of the scoreboard here for a squad at 12 and 11, but the 2 veterans here from ECL, Cyrix and Just Too Easy, not having similar performances as they did yesterday, where Just Too Easy on Inferno was fantastic, and even Cyrix behind him. But today, it's a different story, at least so far. Hitman's waiting here, hoping a push will come through in his direction. And again, hoping that Payne will come to the A side, because everyone is now stacked up here. Oh, that nade is chonky. I think Big U's kind of expecting something to be going on here, even trying to go for the wall bang, but not connecting just yet onto Hitman. And he won't, but still, Hitman is feeling the pain, so to speak.
They got sight. They got B.
Sorry for making that pun. But yeah, B site is taken.
It's been done. That pun
I
pains
apologize
me, John.
to everyone.
It pains me, John, despite the fact that I make it on a regular basis. But
Yeah.
that is likely going to be the round. The only thing that's even remotely a threat at this point is just too easy getting an exit kill with the shotgun. But they're going to leave. They're going to take long-range angles as well. So it shouldn't be happening. This bomb is being planted, and it's a very comfortable situation for Pain. They don't really need to hunt. Just chill around here and towards mid, get some damage. Okay, gotta be a bit careful, Nithon. Neck is now to support him means that they should be comfortable, but what a shot for Sloopy. Sloopy's on point right now, 13 and 11, and hitting some really nutso shots. Not necessarily helping his team win rounds in this situation, but hey, at least take a gun out of your opponent's hands.
You can't pick it up, unfortunately, since Pain Gaming just closed the gap completely and there's sentinels around that rifle, and PKL will drop Sloopy. That will leave only Cyrex with the USP, and I mean, the only reason for him to survive at this point is to ensure that Pain doesn't get $300 for killing him, and they won't. All right, 12-6. Pain have now doubled up on the scoreline for Unjustified, but now it's time for Unjustified to make some noise here. Here comes the buyout.
All right. What do they do? What does Cyrex do with that AWP? He's been quiet this game, but he was banging last night with that ult. I want to see it again. I want to see the magic. Nice bit of utility damage early on, but they're immediately going to get for space. There's Nithon with an opener, so his AWP's flexing. And he's been flexing all night long. That's his 19th kill. We're in round 19, so he's got to kill a round. That's pretty dang good out of your offer. Pretty dang good. Hardzal rocks on the Psychos 1 for 1. And while just too easy does collect Nikki's elsewhere, still a pretty good situation. They can bully this last player on site. Sloopy, can he get his util down? Has the util, has a molly, has a smoke. Could really do with dropping one of those nades. Sticking to his guns. Sticking to his guns. There the Molotov goes. Everyone's left, but that nearly got bad. Just too easy re-aggressing in the apartments. Instead cleans out Big Uzera. It's going to be really interesting. Pain are working their way through. Does Just too easy realize? Oh, he's been spotted. But the shot goes off and he's back around the hay cart. Pressure on. Just too easy in the pit. Can he buy time for Cyrex to get back into the angle library? He's done it. They've done it. 40 seconds. This could be bad. Cyrex nearly gets collected. And just too easy. Just limping through this one. As the shot does connect. Cyrex, though, only needs one bullet to land. And now it's all on a knife on. High pressure scenario. He's getting peppered down at Sloopy to shoot him in the back. It's Unjustified on the board.
It is Unjustified on the board with a 7th for themselves, and that was a solid hold by Just Too Easy, cycling around into Boiler after the initial frags come through to catch Big Uzera completely off guard, who didn't expect it, and then rotates immediately back into pit. Now, usually after you're spotted out in pit, the utility sails on forward, and you don't really have much breathing room, but Pain were dry. They had nothing, not even a flash to work with, so they had to try their best to take that pit fight while also needing to worry about library. And when you can't isolate those angles on the A site, when you're trying to get that bomb plant, it's just curtains pretty much every single time, unless you can win some really impressive 1v1s. Anyway, Pain Gaming going to get a chance here to come back. They got 5 players going into Banana Mike, and that Molotov's going to get tossed on forward. So they do have Banana control. Okay, Unjustified dunking a nade on forward, but Pain managed to dodge most of that damage, surprisingly. Sloopy ready with the smoke to be thrown here. Pain choosing the right site for all intents and purposes, since only 2 players here and everyone for Unjustified are stacked up towards lane and pit on A, so it's a long rotation for them. And here comes the splash bangs and the smoke. That said, JS Feldner peeks around from Coffin, hits an insta headshot, then goes right back into cover. No trade in sight. Pain Gaming continue to try and fight this. Unjustified might be caught on the outside from this utility, and maybe a bomb plant comes through, but yeah.
Most definitely. That starts to mitigate the advantage. The question is, can this Banana skill? Whoa, yes he can. Just Too Easy delivers for his team. That's a massive one to find. Keep this uncomfortable here for Pain, but PKL taking the initiative. Rips 2. PKL continuing to fight into the church. It's a fair up for Hitman, but he has been collected. PKL with no mercy here is shutting down Unjustified. Still Cyrex. Still Cyrex battles, and Hardzal will not allow him further in. a couple of kills to shut down the round, and that is 13 for Pain. Isolates the round win for Unjustified as well, and sends their money skittering out of control.
Wow, what a play for PKL. Just casually cycles around coffins, gets 2 frags with the Galil, which isn't always the easiest gun to control in those situations, and then even finds the 3rd one. So Unjustified, probably cursing his name at this point, because it felt like, again, they had a lot of momentum in the latter part of that round, but PKL stole it away. So now a timeout going to be called here for Unjustified to talk things over. As you mentioned, their economy is not in the best of condition. Cyrix could drop a pistol or 2 for his teammates and even get that body armor on his person, but everyone else, yeah. JS Feltner and Hitman could buy some pistols as well. It's going to need to be an eco, though. They can't fully invest here, and that means that Pain will likely be on 14.
A little bit. A little bit of investment. Yeah, Pain Gaming looking like they're going to claw that 14 round. It is crazy, though, John, isn't it? It feels like this game is closer than the scoreline denotes. But at the end of the day, in a lot of these close rounds, Pain Gaming are taking it. And that's all they need. That's all they need. Still, I do think Unjustified are giving them a bit of a run for their money. It just may not matter in the final arithmetic. Ooh, nice on. Misses that one, but he'll hit the second. Knows where the last player is as well. So the Molotov going to make it uncomfortable. And while JS Felder does get a kill, he burns alive. So don't know if that's quite the exchange he was hoping for.
No, but I couldn't agree more, Mike. It definitely feels like this should be a closer scoreline the way Unjustified has played. It's just Pain Gaming has enforced a very quick pace of play onto that B site round after round. This time, Nithon's going to take down another one. Just Too Easy could get one for free here, perhaps.
Good.
No. Nekiz is probably going to know he's coming. We'll see if Just Too Easy anticipates this. He does, and Nekiz also anticipates it. So it will be the frag coming through for Pain Gaming, and Cyrix is the last one standing, Mike.
Nekiz was chilling in the easy chair, like your parents waiting for you after you snuck out, and they're just waiting. You turn that you get back in, you think you're being all sneaky. Suddenly the pull chain light goes on. They were on to you the whole time. That's Nekiz. Putting the kids to bed here. So he's going to secure 14 for Pain Gaming. Did you ever sneak out when you were a kid?
No. I was a good kid, Mike.
Were you a good kid?
I was.
I wasn't as much. I didn't sneak out, but I did not always come home when I was necessarily supposed to. I'm trying to think if I ever actually snuck out. I don't think so. I wasn't a bad kid. But, you know...
I think the only thing I snuck to do wasn't out of the house, but at one point when I was younger, I didn't really have that good of a PC, and my dad got a laptop at work that was better than my computer. So I ended up sneaking onto it to play Counter-Strike at night. In the darkness, too.
That would be what you do. I was... did you do the, like, sneaking the Game Boy under the covers with a flashlight?
I didn't really have a flash. I actually went down to my dad's office desk and would play there. But I didn't have a flashlight. I would walk through in the darkness and find my way.
I had this big... Hold on. The hit's coming through, so I'll talk about it in a bit. Maybe. Oh. Here comes the play. Pain Gaming are down. Hard Zao off the initial. Right off the ripper. And the bomb's in kind of an awkward space on Banana, so PKL's going to need to recover that. I'm actually surprised they're not giving him a little bit of support in the util department to get that bomb out of there. But they're comfortable with it. They're chilling with it, and PKL is actually continuing to fight forward. So now that he's lost his life, I don't know if this take is going to matter, because again, they don't have that bomb. This is a really weird round from Pain. They're making some odd decisions, and they're also dying one by one. Can't say I love this. Big Goo will get a kill. If he could do some damage at the very least, limit that economy as it goes forward, that'd be nice. But it doesn't seem like that's really going to happen. Just one kill. So I had this like massive kid flashlight when I was young. That I don't remember whether it used battery. I feel like you like shook it to like give it electricity, but I think it did use batteries. But it had this sort of big dull light, and you could also make you could put like a little red screen over the light as well. And maybe a green one as well. I don't know. It was this big, like, Fisher-Price toy flashlight. But anyways, I'd sneak that thing under the covers with the Game Boy. back in the days before handheld consoles and Game Boys in particular actually had backlights, and played Pokemon.
Ah.
Remember the struggle on a road trip of waiting, you know, for the street lights as you're driving along, and the street lights coming through, and you're just trying to hold your Game Boy up to the street light so you can actually see what's going on the screen.
I definitely can relate to that because I would bring my Game Boy with me everywhere when we went to my grandparents' house, you know. And totally, when you're in the car, you can't really see. So you're like, oh, I need some shit. Okay, we can see what I'm doing now. So, oh man,
kids don't know how good they got it now.
They don't. They have no idea.
That was the. Oh, here comes the Pain. Oh my goodness, Pain do get the initial. They get the space as well, but their health is so low. This thing gets so messy. That drops the bomb. JS fell there. Huge kill to find, but stops. And with that smoke, woo, the nade nearly collects. If they can get this kill on the player arch, if they can do it,
I think PKL might be able to.
He might. Shot in the back. P250. It's not expected at all. Sloopy. Turns just in the nick of time. The game sense. That would have been disastrous. That might have been a bomb plant. And then you never know how it's going to shake out. One kill comes through, but Bigazair should be punished here in a minute. The tip player's got him. And that's going to be all she wrote. Still, that round does get expensive indeed. But yeah, it wasn't until the Game Boy, was it the SP or something? The little flippy one?
I think it was the SP, yeah.
That was the first one that actually had a backlight. That was literally its big selling point. It didn't really do anything better than the Advanced, except it flipped up, so it stored more compact, and it had a backlight. Remember the days when the whole revolutionary new thing the new console had, or handheld had, was just a backlight?
Yep.
That was it. That was the only change. Nython with a ripper! Peeks right into Cyrix, even onto his crosshair, and just hits the shot faster. Man.
It felt like Cyrix should have had that one, honestly, but Nython was too fast. Good shot, and that will open up a lot of space towards mid. Sloopy closes down PKL as he tries to come on through there, and he gets a second two onto Hard Zao. What is going on here with Sloopy?
Dude, Sloopy's gaming. Sloopy's just having one of those games. As the CS message goes, sometimes your opponent is just having a good game. He's having a great one here. He's the only player who's positive on his team by a long shot, too. It's not like it's particularly close, right? I mean, Cyrix has been having a rough one. Hitman's been having a rough one. JS Feltner, it's even felt like he's doing better, but he's just 13 and 18. Sloopy, 20 and 14, has been so clutch for the squad right now.
Oh, there's no question. He has been integral in pretty much every single one of their round victories. Smoke going to get thrown here for Pain towards Library, and one at Arch. Flashbang as well, so they got the utility going out. The problem is only two pieces left now for their execute, a flash and a Molotov, and even now the Molotov gets used for Pit as it has to, but that might be curtains for them, and just too easy gets two onto Nekaz and Bigu trying to come up lane, and now it is only Nython left standing. He has been the bright spot for Pain Gaming with 24 frags, but looking at the economy says, I don't really like this. I need to save my op, and I don't have much time to go anyway, so he's going to back off. Likely we'll be able to save.
Maybe.
We do have
Sloopy
Sloopy
coming.
very
Sloopy
close.
coming.
Yeah.
Sloopy coming. Better keep that gun out. Better keep that gun out. Oh, okay. Shot hit.
Shot hit and done.
Nython good. Good for it.
Mike, talking about handhelds, right?
All right.
You compare the Switch, right, to the original Game Boy, and think about how many features it has, like haptic controllers, motion detection, touch, Wi-Fi, and the Game Boy is just like, hey, I can run a game barely.
I know, but the Game Boy's like, I can run a game even if you blow me up and run me over with a truck.
That's true.
Those
run
things
just
were fine.
Built like tanks.
They were bricks. You could huck a Game Boy, an OG Game Boy, like full force against a wall, and it would be fine. Those things, I don't know what happened to our old one. I think it got garage saled or given away or something. But, man, that thing was a tank. I'm sure it'd still be running today.
I actually still have mine, Mike.
Your old gray brick?
Yeah, it's in my drawer upstairs.
Break it out, play some Tetris sometimes.
I did, yeah.
Nice kill for Sloopy. There is still this op as a potential risk, but that's a nice way to start things off here. looking comfortable for Unjustified. That was more damage than one would expect for just some pistol taps through the smoke. They're going to burst on towards site. They've got some util to make it happen, right? Smoke for the cross, flashbang over, an extra smoke and a molly as well. Question is, can these players on site do the damage they need? Util coming in, starting to eliminate some positions. The reposition has to come through for JS Feltner. He's trying to put some spam damage out to help, but it's really just going to be JS Feltner, and he's going to start to get overwhelmed. These smokes are still up. They realize it. Oh, Big Uzera follows the traces through the smoke. That's a big one. JS Feltner staying alive in the corner. They're going to swing him, and while he does get a lot of bodies, Big Uzera manages to limp through. Just too easy there for the mop-up. And there's only a 3-round gap between these two teams. We've been talking about it all game, about how this felt closer than it was. Well, now it is close, John.
Yeah, it was 14-6, and Unjustified's like, nah, this one's coming right back in our favor. And okay, yeah, definitely starting to actually look close in the scoreboard as well as feel close in the server. That said, Payne will be back to the AKs. We 4 AKs. Nithon does need to settle for the Deagle. We'll see how that has an impact onto the round. Sloopy's going to toss that nade on forward, and it doesn't do much damage at all. But second one does. Hard Zao gets connected on down to 33 HP. Tries to return the favor, but can't. And Unjustified don't seem to want to give up this space at top banana just yet. Now they fall back, and those Molotovs are going to force them to. So Payne have gained all the space they could need here. Bomb is still dropped towards the bottom of ramp there at T-spawn. So likely going to be Nithon picking that up shortly, but they still want to find that opening frag before they decide which site they're going to hit, because you do see them poking and prodding towards alt mid and halls.
There's the opening pick. Hitman down for the count.
I think you go B here.
Poking. This is interesting. I mean, certainly with our omniscient view, yeah, B is soft.
Just because you pull off the rotation, though, knowing that that frag comes through, I think.
Mm-hmm. It does seem like they tend to agree with you, and you're thinking. Just too easy's postured up. Sloopy wants to go back to support. He's had a really good read so far, and something is tipping Unjustified off. They're rotating 2. There's a gap on the right side of that smoke. So as soon as a player goes through, they could get spotted. Chase Felon trying to play off of it. And on comes the exec. But look at this, Payne Gaming. They're walking right into the trap. Everybody's here for Unjustified. They're going to have to shoot their way out. And Cyrus takes the first. Blind up or no, he'll catch Nekius. The numbers are fine. And the flank's coming on. The flank's coming on. Up Banana quickly. Here comes the hit. They're not expecting Chase Felon to be here. He mows down 3. It's all on a 9. Thought he's just got a deagle, and he's down for the count. Payne Gaming concede another.
That was the right call for Payne until it wasn't, right? I mean, once you pull that rotation off, it's not going to last forever from the initial frag that they found. And they just stalled out on Banana for too long. Had they just pushed up within the first 15 seconds of finding that opening frag, they would have been able to get that site likely for mostly free. Maybe a trade would have had to come through, but that's it. Instead, Unjustified realizes, hey, nothing's happened at the A site. Less than 40 seconds left. Let's rotate around and get back to B. And then Payne just get caught trying to rush things. So now they're going to be back onto the pistols. And I mean, this one's getting closer and closer by the round. Nekiz into Boiler. And Payne Gaming are stacking up for an AX cube, but they don't have much to work with in terms of firepower. The 4 Tech 9s and the P250s can be effective, in particular in close range, but they have to use those flashes very carefully to ensure that it comes through. Cyrix hits a blinded shot onto Neck. His timing is there. Nades come through into Pit, but the damage is already being done to Payne. They don't have the bodies left. Bigu does get 1 frag, but I don't think this is going to be enough, Mike. PKL is dropped. Only Bigu left is going to jump to his death, and Sloopy finds that one. 13-14.
My goodness. Coming right down to the wire here for Unjustified. Payne Gaming, though, they've got the full investment into this one. This is where they'd like to put a stop to it, right? Put their boot down and say, well, this got a little shaky, but we're fine. We're fine. But they have to be able to do that first. A pause is going to come through. Payne Gaming, presumably talking things over, as they're looking for some answers as to what's been going wrong. It is indeed Payne Gaming calling for this one. And whatever they've got, whatever their strat is to crack on through, this is the round to deploy it.
Yep.
You concede 14. Might as well be fighting for overtime here. It's getting very scary indeed.
Here we go again. Op for Nithon. Looks like he's going to want to peek out mid here. I thought he was going to throw the flash for himself, but... Excuse me, Cyrex. Thought Cyrex was going to throw the flash for himself, but did not. And now Pain Gaming. Done this before. They send those two players to Halls and Boiler. They did find a frag off this previously, but were unable to convert the round because they stalled out at Banana. This time, still being patient, hoping for a bit of a push to come through from Unjustified, but they are playing it conservatively, at least this time around. In fact, not much presence at Banana either. They're saving their utility for the latter part of the round instead. There's a smoke out. Artzau. Get his vision blocked off, and the Molotov does go into the smoke, but it was off enough from it to bloom around it.
Tough to actually read what Pain want to do off of this. This almost looks like it's going to be a B split. Here's the smoke in. The question is, does Cyrex find the first pick here? And yes, he does. So that B split's not coming through. It's just a B play. If they're going to do it, Nekis is actually floating back to support. Oh, this is just going to be a B hit. One way or another, players are out of position a bit for Unjustified. And as Loopy tries to get back through, he is eliminated. Player on the flower pots dropped. Big Uzera, that's a critical kill to find, and they do indeed. But going high, Nithon is laid low. Leaves himself exposed. That bomb is going to be planted, but they lost the advantage. Trying to gain a cheeky spot, and Unjustified are just so quick in the rotations. And here's the problem. There's no util for Pain. There's none. They're so fortunate there's no mollies left for Unjustified here. Because if they were coming through, it would be a world of hurt. Could be bad still. Flashbangs high, smokes on in, starting to isolate out these players. Nekis is going to be in a tough spot, having to battle his way back through that smoke and play off of Big U's contact, and Big Uzera does take the first. Now they're isolating him. Big Uzera, though, he's up to the task. He's doing it all, and while Nekis does come through, that creates just enough space for Big Uzera to stay alive. What a massive round. A huge entry kill in towards the site, and 3 impact frags to shut things down.
Cyrex almost pulled that off, though.
Yeah.
He refused to die in that 1v1. Finally goes down after the third attempt, right, from Big Uzera. And a 15th round comes through for Pain, but nothing has really been easy for Pain once Unjustified's had these rifles in their hands. So we'll see if they can close it out. This time, Unjustified not the first team to find 15 rounds, so they're going to have to stave off map point, and I think JS Felder connected through the smoke, and this time he finds the frag onto PKL, making it a 5v4. Pain Gaming tried to go a little quicker that time and didn't pan out, but again, I mean, Mike, Pain really is expending their utility very, very early on their T sides just to gain that banana control, and they're not leaving themselves much to go for their actual executes.
No, yeah, they're spending a ton of nades. They're spending a ton of nades. Is Nick is going to go through this dry?
Works.
Ooh, they give him the space. I'm clenching here. I'm clenching for Nekis, and he's not going to get that one. That's going to be rather painful. Let's see if the Brazilian squad can rally here. Smoke goes down, and they've got nothing. They've got nothing to go through. Right? There's still a Molotov here for Sloopy. There's still a flashbang as well. This is, again, really tough. There are 3 smokes for Pain. With this molly deployed, that's going to buy extra time. They're grouping up for it. They're not just going to smoke and go through. So they'll wait this one out. In the meantime, a third player is going to float over for Unjustified because they haven't seen anything for a while. For it's A, and here comes the hit. Pain Gaming have gone for this B play quite a few rounds in a row. And it's starting to become just a smidge bit telegraphed. That was bold from Just Too Easy. That was bold. And boldly he will drop, but Sloopy finds a ton of damage, and Sloopy might just be able to hold the line. He runs out of bullets. He's got to bail. He's got to flee. But still in the corner, Chase Feltner, and they have no idea. Shot connects. There's no time.
No time.
Got to get on the bomb. Doesn't have it. Doesn't have it. It's going to have to be the save for Nithon. And he even leaves himself exposed. Did he die before time or after?
I think it was before.
After. He's only got $300.
Oh, man.
He gets clocked.
Barely.
He gets clocked. There's usually half a second of delay between the HUD and reality, and wow, that's tough. for Pain. It's looking like overtime. Unjustified. Yesterday, they got a 15-13 themselves and dropped the last 2 rounds, and now might be able to bring it in reverse.
Well, I mean, you're still going to see a couple of AKs here. Probably the Galil for Bigu. Maybe a MAC-10 so he can buy his teammates a MAC-10 as well, right? And have a couple of SMGs up and running. But this is certainly going to be tough for Pain to close out in regulation. We've seen them do it before. Not unusual for them to pull off some crazy rounds, but they need to be a little more cautious with their utility usage, especially considering this round they don't have full utility. So we need to be very careful what they decide to do, because that aggressive banana control they've been going for, Unjustified's letting them do it and saving their utility instead of expending it all at the beginning. So gotta be careful. Use the space you're given and don't fall into a mechanical routine of just throwing the nades because you've done it so many times before. All right. Another map point here for Pain, Mike. But should they lose this one, we're going to have our 3rd consecutive overtime in 3 maps. We've only seen OT.
Got to start Challenger off in style, apparently. And maybe that's just how Unjustified like to play. They like to live it on the edge.
I guess so.
Like the element of danger. Pain Gaming certainly have had a tougher time closing this map out than perhaps they would have anticipated. Would have been the bomb. Cyrix doesn't get that initial pick, though. And it does look like they're showing presence on Banana once more. They have loved that B site, right? They've done a good job of getting bomb plants at the very least, or getting on towards sites. Last round, obviously, a notable exception, but they're already spending 2 Molotovs, as we talked about before. They don't have a lot of nades. Those were their only mollies, and they've just spent them for top Banana, something that Unjustified have not contested in a long time.
It's weird that Pain continues to do that without, maybe looking for some info first, at least for 1 round. But I mean, we're at the last round of regulation at this point. So, I mean, if they're going to make adjustments, it's if we get into overtime. Hitman waiting here over at pit, peeking back and forth, has the Galil in hand. And he does have quite a bit of support. 1 in Graveyard. We've seen Just Too Easy abuse that spot in Graveyard yesterday. Maybe he'll be able to do so again here, and Big is going to come through and probably peek forward. Oh, almost catches Just Too Easy in midair, and actually, Cyrix getting connected on. He does find a frag. Maybe the second. Oh my goodness, he good at staying alive. Nithon only finds one after going down, and then Just Too Easy gets a second one. Big comes back, but this is trending in Unjustified's favor, Mike.
It is. They know there's a player pit. They are going to get the bomb down. That makes life a lot easier, but they're sectioned into its site. They can't get away, and these mollies are going to be a nightmare. They don't have a smoke. So there's only so many spots they can hold on towards this site, but the mollies are gone at the very least. They did get deployed. It forces them into this pit player, and it's all going to be on PKL. He's got no health. He's got no chance. He's got no space. We're going to overtime. More rounds needed. That seems to be the story of Unjustified Gaming so far. More rounds needed. Last night, they couldn't close out the map points. Tonight, they somehow drag this back from a pretty dire deficit at one point in time. What is it, 14-6?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
I have no idea how Pain Gaming have let this slip, but they have indeed. And Unjustified show they've got an extra gear.
Yeah.
Pain Gaming, once again, spending a lot of utility on fights that Unjustified have no interest in giving them.
I don't...
It's just their protocol, is these nades go in to clear top banana, but Unjustified, recognizing it, are just chilling. And now they follow the traces against Hard Zal, and Sloopy just gets a free kill. So there we go, an opening pick found. All of that utility spent on the banana control goes to naught, because they don't have banana control anymore. Instead, they're going to try and fight brackets. And Unjustified appear to just have a great read on what Pain want to do.
But, I mean, at a certain point, you have to call the audible and make the adjustment, Mike, mid-match.
Yes, definitely.
You can't keep doing it. And look, Cyrix is going to take down Bigu. They only have one smoke left to get into A site, and that's just not enough. It really isn't. They're going to use it to block off Arch, but that means there are so many angles exposed, not to mention Library, which of Just Too Easy is going to try and abuse. And they got a crossfire set up. I don't see how Pain gets in here without winning some nutty fights. Nekiz is going to get one, but Just Too Easy drops PKL. Hitman gets Nekiz, and now Nithon's the last one standing with 6 HP and a prayer, and that prayer will go unanswered as Hitman takes him down 16-15 in favor of Unjustified. They continue the run, and if I'm not mistaken, Mike, it's a 10-1 run now.
So hear me out.
Yes.
I feel like I want Pain to take a leaf out of Unjustified's book, throw their slow protocols out the window, and just hit a site. Huck one salvo of util and just go in.
They're not always a slow team. It just feels like Inferno slows them down for some
And it does
reason.
most teams. It does most teams, to be fair. If you're playing at the top level, you need that kind of patient utility. But this isn't the RMR, right? This isn't a Euro trip. This is Unjustified in their second series of Challenger League. And they are playing fast, and they're playing scrappy, and they're catching players off guard. Cyrix rotating the Library, hits a ripper of a shot, and Just Too Easy follows it up. There's 3 players here. They're so quick on the rotates. As soon as they sniff a fight, they're on it. As soon as they detect presence, they are racing there with numbers. And look at this, they're just coming up the lane. Who's watching? PKL's watching. Oh, but
they don't expect the second.
There as well. There's just so many bodies. It's a clown car, John. More and more and more. They're bringing the pain. They're bringing the fight. And at this point, Big Uzera's locked out. He's got to just try and retrieve the bomb. The dang bomb.
I mean, at this point, I feel like Pain are overthinking things, right? Because they walked up, down mid, up into bracket. They made it Arch side. No one was there. In fact, only one player on the A site, aside from Library. Threw the Library smoke too late, in my opinion, because they left Cyrix the opportunity in the opening to come on through with the AWP and find a frag right before the smoke bloomed. And then they started questioning themselves, where do we go? Do we go A? Do we fall back? And then they got caught in the rotations as Unjustified were able to come on through from the flank. JS Feltner in particular with those 2 frags, and Just Too Easy before that. So I don't know. They managed to get a bomb plant out of this. I'm talking about like the round's over. Bigu Mike clutches out. He's in a 1v2, but no.
Over.
JS Feltner does manage to get the last one. Still, I don't know. Pain got to get out of their own heads.
I mean, certainly. This is really dynamic, fighty style of, of Justified is working out beautifully. But here's the thing, right? Like, throw a fake.
Yes.
They rotate like crazy as soon as they detect presence. Throw a fake. Throw a fake set towards A and hit B, or vice versa. Haven't really done that. 4 players on towards A initially here for Unjustified. What are they doing? Oh my goodness. 3 in towards the bedroom. They're just going. Molotov might slow them down, but they want this fight. They want this fight in bedroom. They're going for the yeet play. They're trying to catch Pain off guard, and it may just have worked. But Nekiz goes for one, and Nithon starts to follow it up. Problem is, Hard Zal making an individual play towards B gets collected, and so your advantage is gone. Cyrix was left as the lone sentinel, and it worked out. So the momentous, aggressive play from Unjustified perhaps doesn't pay dividends, but Cyrix does. Now they are going to try and pressure in towards B, but at least for now, he's uncontested. This smoke should bloom. Block him off, block his vision. I don't think Cyrix is going to want to stick around, so this should be a bomb plant if the bomb goes. And it does indeed. Cyrix. Tries to get lucky there. I mean, considering the luck for some of the plays from Unjustified, why not try? Why not roll the dice, John? Next time it doesn't hit.
He's trying to go for the wall bang at Cyrex, but Payne are, for the time being, hanging on to this bomb site. Big is on notice, only 18 HP. So he'll have to be careful. Does have the big green, though, so it doesn't matter to have that in your hands. PKL goes on through and gets traded out by Just Too Easy, as Just Too Easy goes down to Nython. 2v2 now, and the HP heavily favors Unjustified, and now even more so with the lowest HP player left standing. Bigu charged through the smoke, and Cyrex pops off the bomb to hit the shot. Does he have time for the defusal? It's going to be tight.
No.
He's
Yes!
got time!
Oh my god, he's got it!
18th round!
He's got it! They just need one. They've got 3 chances to close this out. Their map pick, to be fair, but against Payne Gaming, one of the top dogs in Challenger League. Unjustified, a move-up team, have secured another map point here. Every map they've played so far, they've had a chance to close it out. And this time, they just need one of the last 3 to secure it.
Mike, they're throwing these change-up pitches that are
Constantly.
unprecedented. I mean, on a full-on buy to go for that type of aggression down into alt mid in overtime, right? When you're supposed to be playing conservatively, you're supposed to be very careful with your decision-making. No one's going to expect that. I mean, not right now anyway. Like you mentioned yesterday, maybe people are going to watch the tape and realize, hey, I'm just doing some crazy-ass stuff. So we're going to want to be careful. But outside of that, I don't know. Even if you are expecting it at a certain point, if the team is throwing literally everything at you in different rounds, whether they go for a passive play or an aggressive play or a hybrid, yeah, anticipating it is only half the battle at that point.
Wow.
I'm excited for Unjustified, to say the least.
Yeah. To say the least. I mean, this is bonkers. Payne Gaming are reeling. Man, I think there's no way they expected this again. As we saw with the Gaming Gladiators, right? Caught off guard by what Unjustified's bringing to the table. But now, let's see if Payne Gaming can rally in time. They need to run the next 3. They did get out of their first half with an advantage, 9-6, when they swapped over.
Yep.
But there could be no mistakes here. And with how unpredictable Unjustified have been, how tough they are to read, Payne Gaming are gonna need to be perfect. Gonna need to be good here.
They were good on their CT side.
Certainly, yeah. Don't want to take anything away from them. Neck is gonna eat a nade early. Goes aggressive in towards the boiler. The utility exchange is dramatic from both sides, but this time, Payne Gaming do keep a little bit more in reserve. And with Banana not contested, they're gonna take a lot of early vision.
Nython just missed.
Missed indeed. Apartments has been taken though. A little bit of presence being spent here. The post up for Bigu is interesting. He smoked off. He has to back. Does that nade find home? No. Somehow it misses everybody entirely. So at least early on, no substantial damage done other than Bigu's area getting a bit tagged up and pushed back by the util. But they're not committing in towards B. They're not chasing this fight. Instead, pressure on A? No, they haven't decided. Now they're rotating. 50 seconds on the clock. Payne Gaming will start to send a player over. Big Guzera's tucked into the corner, and he doesn't have a smoke, so if a molly came in, it'd be tough. There's only one on Just Too Easy. At this point, both sides have depleted their utility in a big way.
Yep.
And that flash slows them down just enough for PKL to get back in a position. Now there's 3 players here. They're ready for this fight. They're ready for this hit. Nython gets one, but he can't slip away. Big Guzera, is he going to connect? He hits the first. Pressure on. He's waiting for PKL to find contact. But in the meantime,
here we
it's
go.
a cleanup. It's a 2-on-2. This bomb's going down with 20 seconds to spare. What a shot for Cyrex. He goes high and he collects in towards spawn. It's all on the neck is, and Cyrex ends it all. A 3K there. Unjustified have their first